You brought this one to my attention. I don't know what I'm supposed to think about this. This one, he caught me off guard. Fortnite YouTubers buy a mansion. This article's mad about it. It says they decorate it like sad teenagers. This is from Kotaku.
Sad teenagers.
Yeah, I don't know, but
like
I think because they all did their gaming setups in these small rooms, and even though they have this mansion, they're probably going to spend 12 hours a day, no more, because they're streaming for like 5 or 6, and then they're editing their clips, and then they sleep in those rooms too. So I think that the take here is, what does it matter? You have this mansion, and then you just spend all your time in this one small room.
Right.
Like, is it even necessary? Do they ever emerge from there? But anyway, that's what he's saying. I'm not saying, I'm not a hater. I'm not hating this this concept. This is a thing that's tried and tested. This is a thing that these gamers have done. It's not exclusive to these guys. I think one of the reasons people are mad at these guys is because they named their team 1%.
Yes.
So that term doesn't necessarily yield the most a nice response from people.
Yeah, being the 1%.
I don't know, historically.
Connotation.
It has some connotation to it, historically, the 1% thing. So I don't know why they named themselves that. I was thinking that maybe it had something to do with them being 1%, the 1% best gamers in Fortnite.
Right. That would make
I was kind of hoping that's what it was, but then I watched their clip and I wasn't even sure if that's what it was. Now maybe somebody can tell me. Because you said that these are all actually professional Fortnite players. They have millions of followers on their own. They combine together to do the house thing. It's been, like I said, they're not the first to do it. Mm-hmm. But then they walk through the house. They're selling the merch. And I guess I don't know. It just makes some people mad. But there is a kind of uncanny vibe to it that I can't put my finger on, nor can you. It's just hard to pinpoint exactly what's going on in this video. Because they march around the house, they're selling the merch, they don't drink wine, which is one of the first things.
They have a sponsor for it.
But they'll take a sponsor for the wine. Or will they take a sponsor? Maybe they want to put Red Bull in the wine rack. I don't really know. Here's the thing, Will. I'm not going to come out here and hate because there's so many unknowns here. I'm just going to come out and say, if you were young like this and you were good at Fortnite and you built up this following and you got this house, what would your content look like? I don't know.
This would be the dream if I was, 15 or even 20. Like, it would be amazing to have all my friends living in a mansion.
And if it's awkward, isn't that okay? Is it okay if it's awkward? Like, maybe they just don't. It's just a new thing. I don't know. It's a new and fresh to them, this idea. Maybe they just moved out of their parents' place and they have this new house and they're doing what they see other people do on YouTube. Maybe it's all real. So here's why I'm saying that, because there was a feeling at first that the whole thing might be a joke because of the name and the sort of over-the-top nature of it, that maybe it's a spoof on the thing. When it hit trending, people had questions about that. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the reasons these articles were written. But my take is that maybe it's a bit awkward, but so what? Of course it's awkward. The whole thing is awkward. Playing Fortnite for a living is awkward. Being rich on YouTube is awkward. It's all stinking awkward. Having the right thumbnails and titles to get views on YouTube if you're a Fortnite streamer, it's all awkward. So why are we surprised that this tour comes out as awkward? We shouldn't really be. We should just be like, yeah, that's kind of what it is. 2020 is a weird time to be alive. Now, the one point you might be able to make here is the name. 1% might not be the smartest choice just because, like you said, the connotations, but maybe it's just a misinterpretation. Their description on the channel, one of a kind. I don't know if that really fits with the 1% thing. Are they oblivious to the connotation of the word, or I don't know, Will. I have some questions still. I'm just going to go with the fact that maybe they're the best. They think they're the best 1% that play the game. They're in the 1% on the leaderboards for Fortnite. Maybe that's all it is.
That's a wise guess.
Anyway, it's a new gaming team. You could check out the video for yourself and let me know what you think. But I'm giving them some leeway because they're young people, and I was a young person. And everyone is an idiot when they're young.
Yes.
I mean,
absolutely.
that might be extreme, but what I'm just saying is something might look
Absolutely.
clear to you through the lens of some extra life experience. It might look weird to you, but don't act like you couldn't have done something a little bit awkward or weird when you were that age. I mean, that's crazy to act like that. It's totally possible you would have, and you're lucky the cameras weren't rolling.
Let me ask you a question, though. Do you think kids are smarter now or before?
Well, it depends
Back in our day.
it depends on smarter, right? That's kind of like a big, it's a big, there's a lot to what we would consider to be smart. There's the, a book smart type of education, and there's a sort of a street wise or culture based, or there's a social intelligence component of being able to interact with people. There's a lot of pieces. I would say some places have maybe improved and other places maybe less so.
All right.
Because culture is
That's
just
fair.
this, it's a moving thing, right? And not to say that any one is better or worse, because truthfully, people are out there trying to survive. They're going to build whatever tools necessary to get ahead in their own direction. And I'm sure that's what these guys are doing. They've had some success. They're trying to look at what they've seen in the past and
They're rolling with the punches.
capitalize on it.
Yeah.
As anyone would. You get all these followers, and what do we do next? I don't know. I think we get a house. I think we get nice cars. I think we
Makes
build
sense.
streaming rooms that are better than our current ones. I think that's what we do. I mean, I don't know.
It's all relative.
Yeah, I don't know. What do I know?